Tim Fedewa won his first and only Busch race here in 1995. But in 1997, will the tradition continue? This season has already produced 3 first-time winners in Jeff Green, Steve Park, and Dick Trickle. Will there be a new face in victory lane who takes home the hardware? We'll find out next.
ESPN Speed World presents the NASCAR Busch Series. Today, it's the CoreStates Advantage 200 from the Nazareth Speedway in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Good afternoon, everybody. When we talk about guys going to victory lane in the Busch Series for the first time, one name keeps coming up. That's young Elliott Sadler. He's on the pole for the 3rd time this season. Saturday morning, he spun in practice, but then recaptured and put his car on the pole. He only has 3 top 10 finishes in the first 12 races. He wants more consistency, a lot of promise, and a lot of potential. But what Elliott Sadler is looking for is the performance that will get him that first Busch win.
Bill, anytime you race in the Northeast, one of the fan favorites is this guy, Steve Park. He was very impressive in that first career win at Nashville. But what I think may be even more impressive than that is the fact that he backed up that win with 2 second-place runs. Very difficult racetracks, Talladega and Loudon, New Hampshire. And last year here at Nazareth, he won the Busch North race. Keep your eye on the AC Delco number 3.
1 year ago, Randy LaJoie came here without a win. 77 Busch races, no victories. But in the race here a year ago, he held off a former series champ, made the pass on lap 154, and then held off David Green in a 6-lap charge to the checkers. That win ignited his career. He won 4 more times and captured the series championship. Today, a strong qualifier, he's looking for his 3rd win of the 97 season.
Well, Bill, all the way back in 21st position on the grid is the Duraloop Chevrolet of Dick Trickle. But that's not where he'll start the race. He'll go to the tail today. He was in Charlotte last night for the Winston Open. So Dick Trickle will go to the tail because Jim Sauter qualified that car. Let's go up top now to the professor and Bob Jenkins.
Thank you, Ray. And what was a sunny and warm morning has turned into a cloudy, cool, and windy afternoon.
And these fellows are racing a very, very difficult racetrack today. This is the first time I've been to Nazareth. I've heard about it. I took a ride around the racetrack yesterday. It's all they said it was.
Well, this is the 13th event of the Busch Series, and Randy LaJoie is successfully defending his championship at the moment. He has an 8-point advantage on Todd Bodine. Jeff Green is only 86 behind, down through Buckshot Jones, who is less than 400 behind. Now the track description, well, it is a 1-mile track. It's 800 feet in the front stretch and 1,200 feet on the back stretch.
And look at the banking in the corners. Turns 1, 3 degrees. Turns 2, 4 degrees. 3 and 4, 6 degrees. And, folks, there's another one out there somewhere.
As far as the race itself is concerned, well, we'll go 200 laps. The track record is set back in 91. And how many pit stops?
1 pit stop today. Track position at this difficult racetrack so critical, they'll try to make it on 1 pit stop. If your car's off, they might stop early.
Here's the lineup for the CoreStates Advantage 200. Elliott Sadler on the pole, his 3rd pole of the year. Todd Bodine 2nd in points alongside. Hermie Sadler lines up behind his brother, and Jeff Green is beside him. Glenn Allen starts in the 5th position, the 1996 Rookie of the Year, and then Nashville winner Steve Park. Row number 4, it's Joe Bessie from Morrisville, North Carolina, and the defending series champion Randy LaJoie.
In row 5 on the inside, Kevin LePage, Bill Parsons on the outside. Row 6, Jason Keller and Elton Sawyer. Row 7, Tracy Leslie and Buckshot Jones. Row 8, Shane Hall and Dennis Setzer.
Then Mike Dillon and Ted Christopher in row 9. 10th row, Mike McLaughlin and Mike Stefanik. Row number 11, Dick Trickle and Tim Fedewa. Mark Green and Dale Shaw make up row number 12. And in the 13th row, it's Jeff Fuller and Greg Sachs.
14th row, Stevie Reeves and Matt Kinza. In 15th, Johnny Chapman and Tom Bone. 16th row, Brian Wall and Mike Olson. 17th, Jeff McClure and Bill Hopp. And Joe McCarthy will start 35th.
And before we get going with our race today, our hearts are very heavy today because of a tragedy that occurred last night, as tragedy was in one of the real great families in the NASCAR business. Leonard Wood's wife, Betty, was killed in a traffic accident last night. He himself was injured. However, he has been released from the hospital with a broken sternum. His daughter, Beth, and Len's also his granddaughter were also injured. They remain hospitalized.
I'll tell you what, Leonard, I know what Betty meant to you. She meant so much to everybody. I know you're not watching today, but somebody tell them their hearts go out to them. And anything we can do, please let us know.
Well, we have some in-car cameras for you that will help us cover this race today. There's Phil Parsons as he gets set for the green flag here.
We're also right along with Mike McLaughlin in the Gould's Pumps Chevrolet onboard camera.
And finally, Eldon Sawyer will carry an onboard camera for us. 200 laps of competition here at Nazareth. And
Eldon Sawyer shifted that baby in second gear, which means he's ready to go. Here they come. Elliott Sadler, Todd Bodine on the front row, Hermie Sadler, Jeff Green.
The green flag is out, and we are racing at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania.
Well, there's turn one. Now they're in turn two. We're still in turn two, folks.
That's really turn three. They go down a back stretch here, and then into turn 3 or 4, and there's also another one here.
This is a really, really sharp corner, and they still come off the line side by side.
Just like they started. Sadler and Bodine, I really don't know who led that lap. It was that close.
And Johnny Chapman spun over in turn, whatever it is, 3 we'll call it, but looks like no damage. He continues on. No caution.
No caution flag. The race remains under green, and once again, they go down the back stretch and head for the corner, and there is Steve Park making a move on Hermie Sadler. That puts him into 3rd position. Now the battle is for 4th as Jeff Green comes up alongside Hermie.
Takes a spot away.
Johnny Chapman spinning on the first lap. Let's take a look. Well, he may have gotten some help from the 7 car of Brian Wall.
Yes, that is the Randy LaJoie backup car. Looks like there was contact to the rear of the car. Meanwhile, Elliott Sadler, the 29th Gold 66 car, continues to lead.
Bodine right behind, then Park, Jeff Green, Hermie Sadler, Randy LaJoie, and then Joe Bessie.
That's a long, sweeping corner. Just continues on and on and on. They're still in the corner. And now they're going down the back stretch. And Elliott, caution. We have a caution down in turns 1 and 2.
Couple
like
of
Johnny
cars.
No, that's Ted Christopher in the 13 car. Mike Dillon, the 72 car, is pulling away.
So a couple of cars involved in an incident down in corner number 2, bringing out the first caution of the afternoon. That's Ted Christopher from Plainville, Connecticut, in the Les Care Kitchens car. They catch up with the back of the field. Mike Dillon has already gotten his car headed in the right direction, and he catches up to the rest of the field. Our first caution of the afternoon here at Nazareth Speedway. Everybody's okay, but we're under caution, so we'll take a break and be back with more of the CoreStates Advantage 200. ESPN Speed World today is at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania for the CoreStates Advantage 200 NASCAR Busch Series event, and is being brought to you by Excalibur Auto Polish, designed to protect and defend your car, and by the XI NASCAR Select, so reliable it's the official battery of NASCAR. Well, there were 3 cars in that incident besides Christopher and Dillon. Elton Sawyer was also involved.
And we have an onboard camera. We'll see if we can tell what happened. Looking out the back of the car, and we see, some contact. And there's the contact with the wall.
And so body damage on the car has brought him in for a couple of times. He's making his way out right now as the pace car pulls out, and we are set to go back to racing. Whoa, look at Bodine. Move to the inside and try to pass Elliott Sadler. A lot of traffic down there into turn number 1.
And where did Joe Bessie come from?
Well, he was running about 6th. But he's moving up now, and he's up to 3rd position.
Right along with Mike McLaughlin now back to the lead. Elliott Sadler, Todd Bodine, Joe Bessie, Steve Park, Kevin LePage, and Jeff Green.
6 cars have broken away a little bit from the rest of the pack. Hermie Sadler is leading that second pack, which also includes Bill Parsons. But here is the battle for the lead. Now the backstretch once again. Now Bessie looks to the inside of Todd Bodine. Will not make a move.
I think he was looking to block Steve Park more than he was looking to pass. Because it's obvious that right now Steve Park, the 3 car, the AC Delco car, is a little bit faster than Bessie. Bessie, the 6 car, is sponsored by Power Team, and they are a Pennsylvania company, so obviously he has more to win here, more to gain than just a trophy.
Elliott Sadler leading his 4th race of the year. Once again, Bessie takes a look to the inside, cannot make the move on Todd Bodine. Elliott Sadler only has 1 top 5 finish of the year. That came at Rockingham. Of course, he's won 3 poles, though, including the pole at Daytona in the Gargoyles 300. And now Steve Park came off the corner with a lot of momentum build up, and he passes Bessie.
Just flows right by him. So put Park him in a 3rd, Bessie back to 4th.
Steve Park won the race in Nashville. Finished 2nd at Talladega and was also 2nd in the most recent Busch Grand National race at New Hampshire. It's pretty obvious that Dale Earnhardt and Teresa Earnhardt knew what they were doing when they selected him to be the driver of their car. Here's Randy LaJoie locked in behind Hermie Sadler, who is behind Kevin LePage.
Sadler, the 29 car, had a vibration yesterday afternoon. They had 3rd. And McLaughlin getting passed by, that's Dale Shaw in the 4 car. Car belongs to James Finch. Won Ferber start the year in. Dale Shaw from New Hampshire. Boy, this has been a real dogfight, this group of cars. And there we see Dale Shaw trying to get by Tim Fedewa.
And does.
And does.
And here is Greg Sachs looking to the inside of Mark Green. Mark Green to the 37 and Greg Sachs in the 45. On board with Mike McLaughlin once again.
McLaughlin still following the Kleenex car of Tim Fedewa.
Elliott Sadler continues to hang on to the lead over Bodine, Park, and Joe Bessie. The race winner in this event has never come from the pole position. The farthest back any winner has started, 19th, 1992, when Todd Bodine was the winner here. 3 former winners in this race. Bodine won in 92, Fedewa in 95, and LaJoie won the race last year. Everything has pretty much settled down into single file at the moment as Elliott Sadler leads here at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania. We'll be right back. Join us, a battle for second. Well, not a battle anymore. Steve Park has passed Todd Bodine and gone into second position, and Park is on the move.
He is definitely on the move. Todd Bodine's car just a little bit loose. The back is twitching, and Park took advantage of it. Moves into second spot.
Joe Bessie still running back there in 4th in a spin.
We'll be clear. Come on through.
Brian Wall.
And the caution flag has been waved by the NASCAR Busch officials.
So the second caution of the race has come out because of Brian Wall's spin right here on the front stretch.
Some damage to the left front. Yes, we see the left front fender's banged up on the car. The tire's not supposed to stick out like that, folks.
Let's take another look at what might have happened. Well, the car's already sideways as we picked it up, but a nice job of driving by several drivers, including somebody who went clear to the grass to avoid.
Dick Trickle went by on the outside.
There is the damage you can see on the front end of the car and on the back end of it. Caution wave second time. It comes on lap number 21 of our 200 lapper here at Nazareth. We'll take another break while we're under caution. Back at Nazareth, several cars have made pit stops, those running at the back of the field, and Elton Sawyer is in. The hood is up, doesn't look good for him.
Sure, the car was very slow, like he didn't have any brakes or anything. He did make some contact with the right front fender. Hopefully it knocked off, thought maybe he might have knocked off the brake duct or something.
Well, of course, time trials wrapping up at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today. And coverage is at 2 o'clock on ESPN2 and at 5 on ESPN. Thursday, live coverage is at 3 o'clock for carburation and pit stop competition. Saturday, a couple of specials at 3:30, the 1997 Indy 500 special, and then at 4:30 on ESPN before the green flag drops. And, of course, the race is next Sunday, a week from today, over on ABC.
See Mike Dillon, some pretty serious damage to the right front of Dillon's car. I didn't see all that damage before. I wonder if he and Wall made some contact in the 7 car, because I had not seen that damage before.
Now, he was involved in the first caution down there in turn 2, but I didn't see the caution, so he must have gotten some damage elsewhere. There are the results of the Winston held last night in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jeff Gordon was the winner of the race. Bobby and Terry Labonte finished second and third. Dale Earnhardt, Spencer, Martin, Jarrett, Craven, Rudd, and Elliott completed the top 10. And I guess the Trickle ran in the Winston Open last night, huh?
And finished 7th.
There's Dixter. He, of course, was victorious this year.
At Hickory, North Carolina. His first NASCAR Busch National victory.
He started 30th and has moved up 9 positions.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's lost 9 positions.
Exactly.
Yes. From 21st to 30th, not the other way around.
So right now, things not. As a matter of fact, well, one reason he just made a pit stop.
Oh, okay.
That's why he's in 30th spot. He just made a pit stop. Evidently, he wanted to change his car, and track position means everything here. But if you're back in 21st spot, you might as well stop. If it's going to make the car better, stop, because we still got a long ways to go.
24 laps are complete right now. The green flag waving there indicates that pit lane is open, but nobody taking advantage of it right now. This was one of the first racetracks to have this inside warm-up and slow-down lane. And whenever you come into the pits, that's how you enter.
You enter the pits, going in turn off the backstretch, and you come off the pits as you enter the backstretch.
Dick Trickle has been driving race cars for a long time, and he's been rather successful at it, too. This was back in 1990 when Dick Trickle was in Winston Cup competition, and he won the Winston Open back in 1990. His Busch Grand National win was at Hickory, North Carolina in March of this year. And he was also in the Talladega Winston Cup race. Ran as high as 4th. And because he had to miss the Busch race because of that rain out of Talladega, he has dropped to 6th in the Busch Series points at the moment.
And I'm told he finished 12th last time.
Oh,
7th.
Okay. All right. Well, the caution remains out here at Nazareth. The lights, however, atop the pace car are out, and so we are just about to go back to racing. Pace car pulls off the track, and Elliott Sadler is still in command of the field with Park second, then Todd Bodine, Joe Bessie, Jeff Green, as they head for turn number 1 again, and Park looks to the inside, but can't make the move.
What a run. Park got off in that short chute.
Steve Park is a former winner at this track. He won a Busch Grand National North race here in June of last year. So he knows how to get around here. He's the first Busch Series rookie ever to place from top 2 in 3 consecutive races. Riding with Bill Parsons now, who's back in what, 9th position?
9th position as he follows Randy LaJoy, and Randy LaJoy is now looking under Hermie Sadler. Oh, as Randy gets on the brakes awfully hard. I saw the car wiggle. That's really had to brake hard.
There's Dennis Setzer in the 43, and they're all passing. What's the matter with Jeff Fuller? Did he spin?
Yeah, we see some damage to the left front of the car.
Yep. No caution, but apparently Jeff Fuller did spin.
And here we see Mike Dillon, the slow car, in front of the leader. How he's going to play out. He's trying to stay in front of the leader, trying to keep in the lead lap.
We've already had 2 cars that have been lapped. Dillon is running 33rd, just about to go a lap down. Let's see if it happens here as Elliott goes inside. Yes. Let's see what we can, if we can determine what happened to Jeff Fuller. He's loose up there at the, coming around that corner and just lost it and did a 360.
And we see some damage to the front of his car. Like someone stopped in front of him, he hit that car, and trying to avoid hitting that car, spun out.
Steve Park chasing Elliott Sadler. Here's a field summary. The numbers in parenthesis indicate where the driver started.
Elliott Sadler, the driver of the 29 car. He turned 22 years old a couple of weeks ago.
Now Park makes a challenge once again here on the front stretch.
Boy, it's a long, long sweeping corner now. They'll go down the backstretch about 1,200 feet. I would guess the cars probably get up to 140 miles per hour, 150 miles per hour going into the sharp corner off the backstretch.
Well, this is a battle for 6th position. Kevin LePage, Hermie Sadler, and Randy LaJoy.
Bill Hoff on the inside.
Sadler has dropped back. He started up in the 3rd position, but he's back to 7th now.
There we see Bill Hoff in the... Oh, we're spin right in front of the... Oh, and Hoff backs it in the fence.
Hard contact down in turn number 1. The driver involved is Bill Hoff from Ivyland, Pennsylvania. And there is considerable damage to the left rear of that car, and it brings out our 3rd caution flag of the day, and we're on the 34th lap.
Pretty good contact with the wall. Pretty good damage to the rear of that car.
Here's what happened. This is LePage.
The NASCAR Busch Grand National officials told the cars to stay up there on the outside when the faster cars go by on the inside, but obviously Hoff didn't realize that LePage was there. Came down, some contact in the left rear, and around he goes.
And the view from Phil Parsons on board camera, he was just about 3 cars behind the spinning Hoff. Got around okay, though.
Man, that's always scary because that car might hit the wall, bounce off, and come back across the racetrack directly in front of you.
Well, the rescue crew is there. Looks like Billy wants to drive it away, huh?
He's trying to drive it away, but unfortunately, the left rear, the frame section is down on the racetrack, and the right rear is off the ground.
So the cleanup now is underway as Elliott Sadler continues to hold on to the lead over Park and Bodine. We'll be right back. The CoreStates Advantage 200 is 37 laps old here at Nazareth Speedway, and the leader is Elliott Sadler. Dropping back to third position is Todd Bodine. He ran second for a while, was passed by Steve Park, and Bodine currently sits in third position. Ray has an update from the pit road.
Well, Bob, it's very interesting down here. They definitely do have a handling problem. That's Todd Bodine. Now, right beside him is Jeff Green. They have a handling problem, too. But Green is too tight, Bodine is too loose, but they're both going to try to solve this by pulling out a spring rubber.
Just depends on which one they pull out as to how it changes the car. Obviously, if Todd Bodine being a little bit too loose, he'll pull out one out of the right rear. Jeff Green being a little bit too tight will pull one out of the left rear.
Still under caution because of the accident up there just outside of turn number 1. Should be back to green here before too long. Sunday night baseball game of the week features the Cardinals against the Braves. It all begins at 8 o'clock tonight Eastern time.
And Ron Gant going up against his ex-teammates, the Atlanta Braves.
That'll be from Turner Field in Atlanta. Join us at 8 o'clock this evening. Well, we're going to try to get another break in here while we are under caution. The cleanup is continuing. Should be back to green in just a moment. Stay with us. Just as you rejoin us, the pace car pulls off and we go back to racing. Green flag waves, Sadler, Park, Bodine, Bessie, and Green.
Last time Steve Park got a great run. Let's see if he can do the same thing this time.
Sawyer's right in the middle of it all, but he's not on the lead lap.
No. And he hates that, just to watch those cars drive by. Park took a look on the inside, couldn't quite make it. Decided to fall back in behind. And here he comes, got a run.
Oh, man, does he have a run going. Off the corner here on the main straightaway at the line. He has the lead, and Steve Park is in front. And this is the 6th race that Steve has led this season. 5 races led, a total of 150 laps. And now Todd Bodine looks like he may have ideas to go to second. He's pressuring Elliott Sadler. This is not a real easy track to pass on, but Steve Park has been able to find the opportunities, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. It's a very difficult racetrack to pass on, but Park has been able to do it. Started in 6th spot, worked his way to the front. Right there where Elliott Sadler seems to be having his problem coming off that corner.
Steve Park finds himself in front once again. He made a splash on ESPN when he qualified Joe Nemechek's truck on the pole at Watkins Glen in August of 1996, and then jumped in a modified also at Watkins Glen and started from the pole position. His first Busch Series victory came at Nashville in April of this year. Great performances have put him in 5th place in the standings as we go to the 13th event of the year. Oh, we've got a big crash involving the 51 of Michael Stefanik. Who else? 61.
Mike Olson. And looks like the 17th car, Kenseth, is also involved.
All of this back in what we, I guess, refer to as turn 3. We also see that Stevie Reeves' car has been damaged. He's here on the front stretch, but a lot of smoke coming from that car. Let's see if we can determine what happened out there. And Reeves may have gotten some help, but he looked like was the first to get sideways, and then the chain reaction.
Yes, it is. And there we see some part flying across the racetrack. As we saw Stefanik in the 51, Kenseth in the 17.
Here it is from another angle. Ooh, Trickle just got through.
And that, look, the 17 car has the back torn up. Somebody's going to run in the back of this car.
Right there.
I see it's a 61 car.
Yep.
Of Mike Olson that slides in there.
So a lot of damage to about 3 cars here. There is Kenseth, Matt Kenseth. He's trying to make it to the pit area.
You struggle to get in there. That's the Crafts Singles Chevrolet. Robbie Reiser's car. We see the pit road is closed. He says there's a lot of smoke in here. In case this thing catches on fire, I'm going to get ready to get out.
This is the car that Tim Bender started the season in. Now Reeves has made it to the pit area, and they try to get the sheet metal away from the tire there on the left rear.
Still has a rear spoiler, so there's hope. If they can get gasoline in the car. Right now, Stevie Reeves still on the lead lap.
At the moment, he is, and the field is over at the end of the backstretch, so if they hurry, they can get him out and keep him on the lead lap. So a lot of damaged cars here as a result of a 4 or 5 vehicle incident over in turn number 3. We'll be right back. Still under caution here at Nazareth Speedway in the CoreStates Advantage 200 for the NASCAR Busch Series Grand National Division.
You see all the field filing by. There's the leader of the race, Steve Park, Elliott Sadler, Todd Bodine.
By the way, Stevie Reeves is in the pits once again. He has been able to stay on the lead lap, but they have done a lot of work to that car to try to get him back in the race. A lot of damage there in the rear end. And now he only has half a spoiler, BP.
Yeah, they've taken half the spoiler off. That's not good.
And again, he pulls out just to stay on the lead lap. Well, we have talked about Steve Park and what he has done so far, but the question is, what lies in the future? Now, those of you who were watching RPM today a little bit earlier over on the Deuce, you heard Bill Weber talk about the possibility of Steve being in some Winston Cup races. Tell me more, Bill.
Well, Bob, it certainly looks like that's going to be the case. Steve has had an excellent season so far through the first 12 races in the Busch Series, and we all know that Dale Earnhardt has been looking to field a Winston Cup car as an owner, competing against himself. Well, it looks like when we get to Charlotte in the upcoming week, they will announce that Steve will run 5 Winston Cup races during the 1997 season for Dale Earnhardt, and Burger King will be the sponsor. So look for a formal announcement coming up this week. But Park certainly should be excited about that opportunity, a chance to run 5 Cup races. Of course, that keeps his rookie status intact for the future. Further down pit road, Ray, let's go to Ray.
Well, thanks, Bill. We're keeping our eye on Stevie Reeves right now. He's trying to stay on the lead lap, and they've been successful up to this point. But the big problem right now is how can they get the fuel into the car? All that damage around the fender has covered up the fuel inlet, so they're not going to be able to put any gasoline in there. So that's what the crew is continuing to work on.
There is Stevie, and he's currently dropped back to 30th position and heads for the pits once again.
Well, the fender's not knocked in on the fuel inlet anymore. It's gone. They've taken the fender off, but it is you're right, Ray. That is going to be a serious problem trying to get some fuel in the car. And Randy LaJoy, the 74 car, evidently is not satisfied with the chassis. Bill Weber?
Benny, the problem is they talked about pitting, then decided not to, but LaJoy felt he had a tire going down. So they decided they better come in and get it fixed under caution here with 50 laps on the board. So it'll be a 4-tire change. Track position here is so critical. LaJoy was 8th in the field. Now we'll go to the track and we'll have to try and patiently work his way back to the front. Now they hold LaJoy, and he's ready to go.
Come on back in.
Fuel is back in the track. You cannot reach the finish from here, so that's not even a possibility. He'll have to stop again.
Looks like there
Left
might,
side first, Billy.
looks like there might be some damage to the right front fender there, Bill.
Just the wheel to the left side.
It looks like he made some contact with that right front wheel. I think they said come back in.
I thought I heard that too. We'll see, because he is over on the backstretch, and if he is coming in, he will speed up slightly and go left and come in. There you can see some damage there indeed.
I could not believe it.
Get ready with the jack, okay? Don't jack it till we the right side.
There-
He's on pit road. Here he comes.
Oh, he
Clear.
went around the safety car and the guy. Look at the right. There's something wrong with the right front tire. Look at the camber.
45, watch out.
You can't sit on that shot. On the backstretch, it looked like the right front had about 10 degrees negative camber. Looks like the top of the right front is leaned in a great deal.
Okay, Bill, here he comes again toward you.
And they're going to check the toe-in. Apparently, he got together out there with Elton Sawyer, and that's what precipitated this problem. So LaJoy has come back in. They're going to string the left side of the car, make sure those tires are straight. Then they'll go around to the right side and check over there. One man under the car.
Watch the pace car, Bill. Pace car turn 3.
That would be car owner Bill Bumgarner they're talking about. They want to know where the pace car is so LaJoy doesn't lose a lap.
See Birdie there holding.
Let's go down pit road to
Get
Ray.
in there.
Well, thank you, Bill. Stevie Reeves just climbing out of the car right now. Stevie, you had a birthday this Friday, but it's certainly not the present you wanted today.
No, it isn't. I'll tell you what, we come here and we struggled all weekend with the Big 8 car, and we had the car pretty good. We were able to get through the dog leg and really gain on people, and just biding our time waiting. It was hard to pass today, and I'll tell you what, you just get hit from behind, there's nothing you can do. That's 2 weeks in a row that's happened to us. It's unfortunate. We were running extremely well last week and got it, and it's 2 weeks in a row, and I just can't tell you how hard it is for the guys. I mean, they've worked their tails off, and you know, we've really turned this team around, and you know, we come here thinking we were going to really have a good run, and unfortunately it ends on the trailer, and not our fault.
Now, the fuel cell is dragging down on the racetrack. Is that what finally put you out?
Yeah, I mean, the car's drivable and everything. It's just you can't get the clip back up. It just bent it down too bad, and it's dragging the fuel cell, and you know, NASCAR rules won't let you go back out. It's a safety reason. I can understand their point, but it's just disappointing for the team.
Tough break for Stevie Reeves. He's already done for the day.
And they're still working on Randy LaJoy's car. And it looks like that Dick Trickle is in also.
Yeah, Trickle's there changing 4 tires on his automobile. And they are adjusting the toe-in on the 74 car.
And Trickle trying to get out, and there he does. Well, Stevie Reeves, of course, came from the USAC Midget Division, and over on ESPN2 this coming Saturday at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the traditional night before the 500 USAC Midget race. We'll be there at Indianapolis Raceway Park for all the action at 10 o'clock. Fourth caution here at Nazareth. Back with more in a moment. Trackbacks are brought to you by Quaker State Motor Oil.
Well, Bob, this car right here is driven by Bill Hoff. Of course, you saw the accident earlier today. They're out of the race. They're just trying to get the car so they can load it back on the trailer. But Bill is one of those drivers that competes in the Busch North Division as well as hoping to go to the Busch South Division. They tried this race today. Right here is one of the most expensive parts of the race car in concern with the Busch North Division. This is the roof flap. Of course, this one won't extend because of the accident. But this section right here is about $1,500, and all the Busch North drivers do not need to have roof flaps. But if you want to run with the big dogs, you got to play their way.
All right, thank you, Ray. The field coming around once again, and they get the 1 to go sign. It's been a rather lengthy cleanup back there in turn number 2, but things are ready to race right now. Well, Dale Shaw started 24th, has moved up 10 positions, and this is one of the guys from the Busch North Division, and this is the car that has been driven previously this year by Jeff Purvis and by Tim Steele.
And guess who's going to drive it next week in Charlotte in the 300-mile race?
Ernie Irvin?
How did you know?
Well, because you told me at breakfast, that's why.
Dale Shaw, I talked to him yesterday, and he is so excited. You know, he said his dad has always said, you know, son, you got to make things happen. You're not going to sit with the phone, and the phone's not going to ring. He said, Dad, the phone finally rung. And James Finch called and said, how about driving my car? Dale Shaw is just absolutely tickled.
Quite an opportunity, and the pace car lights are back on. We're not going green this lap.
Carl Simmons. That's not Carl Simmons waving the flag. The Carl's standing over. That's Johnny Norton, I think, that's waving the flag. More debris on the racetrack, I'm told.
Still got some pieces they have to pick up out there, and now they get the one-to-go signal. So one more lap, and we will be back. Well, we're on board with Phil Parsons here, and he's running back in 8th spot right now.
You know how they knew that there was some debris on the racetrack? So the drivers told them. You see, the drivers have two-way communication. Some drivers saw that debris on the racetrack, called into his crew. They told NASCAR, and they wisely decided to pick it up.
Reminder that Speed Week is on every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:30 on the Pacific Coast. All the activity from the world of motorsports. Of course, this week we'll have a preview of the Indy 500, the Coca-Cola 600, and all the other major races that are happening on Memorial Day weekend.
I would imagine you'll be asking if they can beat Jeff Gordon in the Coca-Cola 600.
Looked pretty good last night, huh?
So strong last night.
Okay, we're getting set for more racing here as the pace car is just about to pull off. Steve Park will lead him to the green flag. The lap cars are to the outside of the racetrack.
Green, green, green.
Cars came off the second corner. Right along with Elton Sawyer. And his car is limping around the racetrack. He was involved in an accident early on.
He's 3 laps down in 31st position, but right in the middle of all the action. There's Shane Hall in 85, Tim Fedewa in 33. And Steve Park charges out of that second turn and down the backstretch and maintaining about a 4-car length advantage on Elliott Sadler.
Back to Steve Park's car, got a little happy that time as he came off the corner, started waving to the crowd. That's not good.
There's Joe Bessie and Jeff Green.
Phil Parsons going by Mike Dillon in the Detroit Gasket car with another car involved in an accident early on.
And Mike is also a lap down, shown in 30th position, just 1 lap down.
Jason Killen's Slim Jim car, and we were reading in the press release this morning that Justin Labonte, Terry's young son, or 16-year-old son, is going to race next year with Slim, or this year with Slim Jim as a sponsor.
Another Labonte on the horizon, huh?
Yes.
16 years old.
He's going to be running some late model stock races in and around North Carolina. Jeff Green, 8, flight number 8, closes on the back of the 6th of Bessie.
And Dick Trickle makes another pit stop. Bill Weber, he's coming toward you.
Yeah, this has been a frustrating day for Dick after the long trip up here. Right now, he's told the crew he has a tire rubbing. He's got damage to the right front of the car. Smoke starting to billow out from underneath through the radiator, through the screen in the front of the car. So Trickle with more problems now. And he's going to be apparently held here on pit road. That could be too fast down pit road or too many men over the wall, but that's the least of the problems right now. And now Trickle shuts off the car, the hood will go up, and Dick's day could be coming to an early conclusion here at Nazareth.
That's too bad. Christopher, the 13 car.
He's running all by himself out there, just ahead of the leaders. Here comes Steve Park and Sadler and Bodine.
There are the first 5 cars in your picture. And the CoreStates car, Todd Bodine, Stanley Toole car.
Sadler, the pole sitter, chasing the current leader, Steve Park. And another field summary for you, showing you where your favorite driver is running at the moment.
In parentheses on the right side of their name is where the car started. Fedewa started 22nd, is now 13th. McLaughlin started 19th, and so forth.
Buckshot Jones just moved into 10th position, passing the 99 of Glenn Allen.
After watching all this, I'll tell you they're pushing Dick Trickett's car into the garage area, so he's done for the day. Dylan is a lap down.
Buckshot Jones is driving the same car that he finished 13th in at Richmond earlier this year. They did come here and test at this facility. Jones had a rough weekend in New Hampshire. He was involved in an accident and has had some neck pain for a few days.
These concrete walls are pretty hard. They do not give. There's no give to them. You know, the steel barriers, you go into them, there's some give. These concrete walls are used in all Winston Cup races. There's absolutely no give. Your neck is the first thing to give.
That's Dale Shaw in car number 4 coming up on Tim Fedewa, who is in now 13th position. Shaw 14th.
Mike McLaughlin is 15th. McLaughlin the winner last week in New Hampshire.
Shane Hall is in the 85 car. Fedewa coming up on Shane.
Car race in Talladega. You remember Shane Hall was running behind Steve Park, and he was trying to pass Mark Martin. We thought maybe Shane Hall and Steve Park would hook up and he would help him by, but it did not work out that way.
1995 winner, Tim Fedewa. Ooh, Shaw looked like he was a little sideways coming off that corner.
It's a very tough racetrack. Very short corner now, and a long, sweeping left-hander that just keeps going on forever. And now those cars down the backstretch, 140, 50 miles an hour. Down the backstretch, now they slam on the brakes, and this is a hairpin, almost a hairpin left-hand turn.
And can you imagine the kart PPG cars going around here at more than 190 miles an hour?
No.
It's amazing.
I cannot imagine that.
Well, there is Steve Park, and there is the advantage that he has on second place Elliott Sadler. So at the moment, Park has things all by himself.
It looks like Todd Bodine's loose condition is getting a little bit worse because Joe Bessie has moved by him into third spot. And we can see the distance between Bessie and the second place car of Sadler.
And now Jeff Green in the white number 8 is right on Todd Bodine's spoiler, trying to take over the position, and may get it done here out of the second corner down the short straightaway, and does. So Jeff Green has moved into 4th position, and Todd Bodine is back to 5th.
I see our leaders going through the frame. And once again,
has moved up to 3rd position, and Bill Weber has an update.
And Bob, a lot of Joe Bessie fans are here. As Benny talked about, his sponsor Power Team is from this area. Had a very strong run in qualifying. He's another one of those guys that we talked about at the beginning of the show, that his performance really has not equaled his potential. He's got good cars, good equipment, but he's had a run of really poor luck. Yesterday, after final practice, he was extremely pleased with how the car was handling and about his chances of possibly winning here today, and that would be big for him and the entire Power Team organization. Ray.
Well, Bill, Dick Trickle has climbed back into the Duraludin Chevrolet after assessing the damage. Dick, are you going to get back in the race?
Yeah, we'll go out there for some points. You know, everybody checked up. Somebody must have got sideways off the 2, and everybody checked up, and I was in real fine shape. But Randy was behind me in a chain reaction deal. I got pushed in between the two cars. Randy got back to me, and I was up against the car in front of me, and just got much. But I tell you what, Jim Sauter and the guys who did a super job. The car was going to be good. We came in and tried to put the tires on and stuff and try to get the game plan going. And it's just racing. I mean, chain reaction. Everybody gets together. I was real fine, and we're way near the back there, so I was going to stroll a couple laps. Let Randy go, and I really should have done it.
Well, Dick Trickle had moved up 10 positions. They're continuing to replace the radiator and hope to get him back on the track.
Buckshot Jones, 00, moved by Phil Parsons, gets into the 9th spot.
Jones has moved up a couple of positions here in the last 10 laps or so. There's Phil Parsons in the channel lock machine. 76 laps are completed out of 200 that make up the CoreStates Advantage 200. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. ESPN Speed World cameras on hand today at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania for the Busch Grand National CoreStates Advantage 200, being brought to you by the more than 1,550 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. Steve Park has the lead in a battle for 6th position.
I believe that's 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Hermie Sadler and Kevin LePage and Jason Keller all go for the spot.
Hermie Sadler is another guy that really needs to run. He has run well this year, but something keeps happening before the day's over.
His best finish of the year has been a 7th at Nashville, and that is the only top 10 performance turned in by Hermie Sadler this year.
Yeah, he runs well, but something keeps happening before the day's over.
He's going to be having a new paint scheme for the CarQuest 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway this coming weekend. So look for that on the #1 car. There's the leader of the race, Steve Park, and here comes the 2nd place car of Sadler, and there is Joe Bessie.
And Jeff Green not that far behind. We see the white car coming in. That is Jeff Green. So right now, 2nd, 3rd, 4th running right together.
Joe Bessie has 8 wins in the Busch Grand National North Division. His best finish in Busch Series is a 3rd at Rockingham that he had in October of 1993.
I was thinking that he won, but it was an ARCA race we did in Atlanta that Joe Bessie won, wasn't it?
Yeah, yep. Here's another field summary for you. Randy LaJoie has dropped back to 20th position. 24 cars on the lead lap. Several cars just 1 lap down. Elton Sawyer has fallen 3 laps down, and 2 cars are officially listed as out of the race, Hoff and Reeves. Well, indeed, it looks like that Green is closing in on Bessie, huh?
Looks that way to me, and I thought when Steve Park was able to get in front of Elliott Sadler, he would just simply go on. Well, he's pulled out to a few car length advantage, but Elliott's hanging in there pretty tough.
Yep. So Sadler runs 2nd, chasing Steve Park as we near the halfway point at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania. Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Bill Weber, and Ray Dunlap back at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania for the CoreStates Advantage 200 Busch race. Steve Park, car #3, the leader of the race, coming up on some slower traffic. He's right behind the 13 car of Ted Christopher, and Ted is running 24th.
And Johnny Chapstick in 89. Johnny Chapman, I should say, in 89.
Was that intentional? Or?
Yes, it was. That's what some of the guys were calling him in the garage area yesterday.
Well, Johnny just went a lap down in any case.
I saw Johnny then ask for his wife's name Susie, but...
There is Todd Bodine back in 10th position. He started up in 3rd or 2nd spot.
And really struggling here lately. Ran so good the first part of the race, and I don't know. Ray Dunlap, what's going on?
Well, Benny, they know what the problem is. they are losing air pressure in the right front. Now, these teams will always change air pressure on the tires to try to make the car handle better, but not while they're on the racetrack. It's happening to Todd right now. They plan on coming in probably around lap 100.
You mean he's got a flat right front tire? Not going down? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, Benny, it's just going down a little bit at a time, but Todd can definitely feel the difference. That's what's made him slip back from 3rd all the way to 10th.
Wow.
Todd is driving the same car that he drove in New Hampshire and had some damage to the left rear of the car, but they repaired it, put it back on the transporter, and came here where Todd qualified in 2nd position. And now that's Phil Parsons just ahead of Todd. So if they're going to pit on lap 100, he will be in at about 7 more circuits. Steve Park is about to complete lap number 93.
That is Park. That's the back stretch here at Nazareth. Then it's a real sharp left-hander. Now they accelerate off, sweeping corner to the start-finish line. And now we see a pretty good battle between Kevin LePage in the 88 Hype car and Jason Keller. That's a battle for 6th spot.
All right, Bill Weber has a report.
And Jason Keller is chasing the 88, and they're both trying to rope in Hermie Sadler. Keller's much better on the longer runs. His car is very, very tight on those restarts after the long caution period. You talk about guys looking for luck. Jason's one of them. 3 times this year he qualified 13th and had terrible luck. Then he was going to be 13th again at Talladega. Joe Nemechek, the last car to go, won the pole. That made Keller 14th. They went to Loudon last week. Again, Jason qualified 13th and got wrecked under caution. So they are looking for a little better luck here. He started 11th up to 7th and still chasing the 88 for 6th.
That would tend to make a person superstitious, wouldn't it? His best finish of the year, 5th, that came at Richmond. And he's had a couple of other top 10 finishes. Was 7th at Hickory and 9th at Bristol. Talking about Jason Keller.
Looked like a moment ago he was going to pass the 88, and now the 88 looks like he's going to pass the 1 car.
There is Buckshot Jones, who rides in 8th position. And here's our MCI serial scoring on Buckshot.
Started 14th on lap 63. He was 11th, and now he's up to 8th spot. The Aquafresh Pontiac. He comes by, completes 1 more lap. Well, some of these guys are going to be thrilled to death to see a caution flag come, especially Todd Bodine. We talked about him a moment ago.
We've had 4 cautions in the race, but we've gone this long green period now, and a lot of cars are going to be coming in for pit stops before too long because we're only less than 3 laps away from the halfway point. Now Park has got a lot of traffic ahead of him.
Is that Christopher in front of him? Is that Ted Christopher?
I think so, yeah.
Well, he was just in front of him. Oh, we've got a caution somewhere.
Caution is out. Don't see a problem. It's for debris on the racetrack, and it couldn't come at a better time, Benny.
It could not come. All these cars will be now pitted because they can run from here to the end. There's a piece of debris on the backstretch.
And you see right there that the pits are closed because the pace car has not come out to pick up Steve Park and form up that pack, so no one can enter pit road without a penalty. But just as soon as that pack is formed up, you're going to see a lot of activity on pit road here because it's going to come just about at the halfway mark. 98 laps completed at the moment.
Yeah, we see the pace car now, the safety vehicles, cleanup crews going out. The safety car, the pace car is on the racetrack. Now the man will start waving the green flag back there, which says, okay, guys, go to it.
And here they come.
Here they come. Steve Park leads the charge on the pit road. There goes Sadler. I think every car here will pit, except Greg Sachs. Now, why did he pit?
Greg Sachs is staying out there.
He's a lap down.
Yeah.
I see why he didn't pit.
That's good reason, isn't it?
Only the cars on the lead lap may pit now. There's 22 cars right now on the lead lap.
And all 22 of them could very easily pit.
And probably will.
All right, here they come. Park leads them down. Elliott Sadler Sadler blanks off. Ray Dunlap, it's all yours.
Well, Bob, a big sigh of relief from Clyde McLaughlin. Pontiac. Todd said, I got to come in next time by, and the yellow came out, so they'll get those right side tires. Elliott Sadler going to have right side tires. Now down to Bill Weber.
And Steve Park is in. Pits are very tight down here. In fact, Tim Vito was actually behind Park. Can't get in. Now they're coming around. They've got the rights on. Coming around to the left side. A little slow, it looks like, on the right rear. Changing the left now on Steve Park. Fuel is in. Just waiting to tighten the lug nuts. Had a long time with the left rear. Now they tighten those. Top it off with Fuel. Elliott Sadler beats out Park, followed by Herbie, the 57, the 10 and the 34 in a drag race, and then Todd Bodine.
And it looked like McLaughlin and Parsons had a collision as they tried to come out, and we got tires bouncing all over the pit area. Look at the two of them out there.
And Buckshot in the 6 car made contact trying to get out of the pits. We still got tires. We have a tire over on the grass.
There are at least 4 of them that went scattering as cars came out of the pits. There's a 76 of Tim Bowles coming out. And it looked like that McLaughlin Parsons had a collision. I don't know if there was any damage, but man, was it tight getting out of there. There is Steve Park, and let's take a look at it again. Buckshot had to back up.
Yeah, they're pushing him back, and there we see the 99 trying to get out. See, now with the 00 goes out, the 6 car, they make contact. There's a tire, there's 2 tires there that the 6 car is going to hit. Wow. I knew it was going to be exciting, but I didn't realize it was going to be that exciting.
All kinds of activity on pit road. Now the cars that are a lap down are in, including Greg Sachs.
And Tim Feedle with a 33 car has to come back in. Evidently, being boxed in like that, did not get the tire change he wanted changed, has to make another pit stop. But I guess he didn't get enough fuel in the car.
That's what they're doing, is just filling it up.
What a tough break for Feedle.
So now everybody is off pit road, save 1 car. That will be the 41 of Joey McCarthy. And now he rolls off, and so what was once a very busy pit is now totally vacant as the pack begins to reform again for the restart.
Right now, the 29 car, Elliott Sadler, will be leading the race. Won the race off pit road.
Looks like
Park, Hermie Sadler, and then Jason Keller, Phil Parsons, 34 car, Todd of McLaughlin, Todd Bodine, Jeff Green lost a lot of positions. Randy LaJoy, Kevin LePage, also another big loser in that.
And one of the big gainers was Phil Parsons, because he had his work completed very, very quickly and has moved into 5th position as we get set for the restart. We're going green on this next lap. He was 9th when he went into the pits and comes out in 5th, Phil Parsons.
And I would guess that these cars will try their best to run from here on the rest of the way without stopping again. Once again, track position, folks, is so very, very important here.
When they come down, they'll complete the 102nd lap, and the green flag will come out. Ray, a quick update on Joe Bessie.
Boy, Bob, what a heartbreaking pit stop down here. Joe Bessie came in running 3rd on the racetrack. He went out 16th, and it was because those loose tires down there at the end of the road. He had to stop and wait for them to move those tires. It really hurt him on the track as we go green flag racing.
Now we're going to see if Steve Park can have the same muscle that he had before the green. He's right behind Elliott Sadler.
We know these drivers have communicated with their crew chiefs. Elliott Sadler with Sandy Jones, Steve Park with Tony Urey. They've told them what was wrong with their cars. They've made the adjustments on these stops. How good are those adjustments? See Jason Keller trying to look on the inside of Hermie Sadler.
On board with Phil Parsons.
And you know, Phil talked to Gene Need and said, Gene, here's what I need. Oh, I saw a puff of smoke out of the 3 car.
Really?
I saw something out of the 3 car.
Well, we'll keep our eye on it. Didn't see it that time, did you?
It was on the backstretch. The camera going in
right in here, huh?
Right in there, but didn't see it that time.
Nope.
So evidently it might have been something on the racetrack that he ran over that blew up some dust.
Well, we got the Sadler brothers running first and third, and look at this. That's Mike McLaughlin there with a 34 car trying to come through.
And I tell you what, if he opens that door, there's going to be a lot of folks trying to barge in, because right behind him is Todd Bodine. And now we see McLaughlin gets by. Here comes Todd Bodine. Now Jeff Green. Randy LaJoie's going to try to do the same thing. I'm saying, once you open the door, you can't keep them from coming in.
It's like floodgates. Here comes everybody. Well, LaJoie didn't make it through. Neither did Kevin LePage. Jason Keller was able to go down to the inside and block the advancement of those two cars, but Jason lost 2-3 positions. Now here comes Randy LaJoie in the 74 car to the inside of Jason, and he passes.
Clear.
He'll take spot away. That's 8.
Now Kevin LePage. We'll see if he can do likewise. 107 laps are completed. It's Elliott Sadler up front now in the CoreStates Advantage 200. Well, we have answered the question, will Steve Park have as much muscle after this caution as he did before? The answer, yes.
Definitely yes. Was able to get by Elliott Sadler, and this is how it happened. This is the real hairpin over in turn 3. As they come off the corner, he just turned under him, accelerated, has position going down into turn 1. There's the start-finish line. There's turn 1. And look easy.
See ya.
See ya.
And now we have the Sadlers running second and third. There is Elliott and Hermie right behind him. But Steve Park now beginning to open up a little bit of daylight between himself and second place, as he did before we had that caution near the halfway point.
I saw the Sadlers' mom and dad this morning, Herman and Bell.
Here's 5th, 6th, and 7th position, McLaughlin, Bodine, and Green. And Phil Parsons is there in 4th. So 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th right here, racing very, very close out there.
This is aboard Mike McLaughlin's Royal Oak Chevrolet. Our in-car sponsored by Gould Pumps.
Boy, Bodine got almost over those rumble strips down in the grass there in that car.
Left, now down the back stretch. Jeff Green takes a look over McLaughlin.
Looks like McLaughlin thought he had a run coming off there, but not going to be able to pass Phil.
This is on board Phil Parsons' car as he looks back at McLaughlin. There's McLaughlin looking forward at Phil. The cameras stalking each other.
Yes. Off to the 4th corner, onto the main stretch, which doesn't amount to very much.
I thought McLaughlin had a run that time. This is another one of those situations when Phil opens that door, there's 4 cars going through.
Yep.
Joy's now. Cars.
Cars.
Jeff Green took a look. Here's where Phil is really wide coming off the corner, and this time McLaughlin. And Phil, oh, he doesn't get back to the inside. There goes Bodine. There goes Green.
And our AutoZone race recap, Steve Park leading at 67 the first 114 laps. 5 lead changes, 5 cautions, 28 laps, ravaging a little over 88 miles an hour. 3 have led this race. Besides Steve Park, Elliott Sadler, the pole sitter, and Todd Bodine, and 4 cars are shown out of competition. And they're still going by Phil.
They're still going by Jason Keller. Dale Shaw goes by.
Well, Bill had such a great pit stop that allowed him to gain track position, but he has lost all of it now in the 17 laps or so that we've been back to green.
Now Buckshot comes up once again to challenge. Takes a look on the inside. He goes by.
Well, obviously something has gone wrong with Bill Parsons' car.
The car looks like the way it's coming off that corner, like it's very, very tight.
There's McLaughlin in the 34 and Bodine in the 36.
See, those fellows are not that far behind Hermie Sadler, who's in third place.
McLaughlin, the winner of the most recent race in New Hampshire, also has had a second place finish this year in Bristol. Let's take a look at an MCI serial scoring on Mike, and boy, do they get jammed up over there, huh?
They sure did. Got jammed in behind Mike Olson in the 61 car. Chris Green is going to run in the side of the 36 car.
McLaughlin started 19th, ran 15th on the 88th lap, and has now moved up all the way to 4th spot. Good run for Mike. And Bill has an update on McLaughlin.
Yeah, Bob, just during their pit stop, they had a great stop. The only thing they changed, they made a wedge adjustment of 1 round, and Mike says the car's great. He's got his teammate running with him. They're real optimistic. They think they got something to show here in the last 80 laps, right?
Well, Bill, I just talked with Gene Need. He's the crew chief on Phil Parsons' car. He said they did make an air pressure adjustment on the car, but it is way, way tight right now, and he is going backwards. They are very unhappy at this point.
McLaughlin, his win last week at New Hampshire was his second career win in the series, and it broke a 52-race winless streak. And he's trying to close in on third place Hermie Sadler at the moment.
There's 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and now Jeff Green tries to get on the inside of Todd Bodine. That's Jeff Green, the white number 8, Todd Bodine. Yellow 36, Randy LaJoy, in the blue car right behind him.
Well, LaJoy obviously has fixed his problems because he was in numerous times and, in fact, almost went a lap down at one point, but he has battled back, running a strong 7th.
We heard Dick Trickle in his interview say that he and Randy LaJoy made some contact over that big crash that Stevie Reeves was in, that Hendrick was in. The 4 cars about to run this group down.
Yep. Now let's watch Green. He may get to the inside of Bodine here on the front stretch at the line. Bodine
Clear all around.
Finish, but Green makes the pass. Jeff Green goes to 5th.
Clear all around to Jeff Green.
And he is separating himself from that group of cars battling behind him. This is the same car.
Clear behind the hole. Closer inside. Follower.
And Dale Shaw and Buckshot and Jason Keller all going by Randy LaJoy.
Clear behind him.
Does LaJoy have a problem?
Well, just when we speculated that everything was going well for him, things have gone bad. Now back to 9th and is being challenged for that position by Jason Keller. Well, LaJoy has led most laps here at Nazareth, 110 of the drivers that were entered in this race today, but Chuck Bown is the all-time lap leader in the Busch Series here at Nazareth with 210. There's the leader of the race, Steve Park, and he has a nice, comfortable advantage here at Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Well, on Sunday, June 15th, all you drag racing fans can take a trackside seat to the NHRA Pontiac Excitement Nationals pay-per-view all day for only $14.95. You call your cable operator or satellite provider to subscribe. That's the NHRA Pontiac Excitement Nationals, Sunday, June 15th. There's the leader, Steve Park. He's completed 132 laps. Elliott Sadler continues to run in second position. There he is in the 29.
He might actually be gaining just a little bit on Steve Park. At least he's not losing anything. Pretty good race between those two cars.
Yep. Elliott started from the pole here today. Hermie Sadler running in third position.
By the way, on break, we had an incident on the backstretch. Did not bring out the caution flag. You see the 63 of Tracy Leslie. Around he goes. Does a, he almost did a 360. Then he does a 180 and a 360. And
around and around.
Around he goes, but no caution flag.
No caution. The green stays out, and Leslie continues. He is currently in 22nd position after a 13th place start.
And you'd think that he had the flat spots and tires and all that escapade. There is Park, AC Delco Chevrolet, and
you see the Burger King logo there on the back quarter panel of the car, and that, according to Bill Weber, is who will sponsor his Winston Cup effort. Elliott Sadler, well, we caught up with him last October or so in Martinsville during a late model race driving that 31 car. Then he came into Busch Racing, and look what he did at Daytona. He won the pole position for the Gargoyles 300. He also won the pole at Darlington and was being congratulated by several other drivers, including his brother. And today he started on the pole for the third time in his Busch career. Now we're under caution.
There we are. Joy McCarthy, the 41 car, I guess, has looped it on the backstretch. The Rennerec Chevrolet. Rennerec, what a name.
So this brings out the fifth caution of the day. Here's what happened.
Ooh, he makes a contact with the outside retaining wall.
Whoa.
What in the world?
Almost turned left right into the path of several cars. He's made it to the pit area.
I see he's hit the outside retaining wall. We see where he has what we call the Darlington stripe on the Rennerec Chevy. Nice young man. Been talking to him a little bit down there, and he really wanted me to say hello to one of his... Let's see if we can... Phil Parsons had a good look at this crash.
He senses something is wrong up there, then sees the smoke. Wow. That was closer than I thought it was.
Anyway, Joe McCarthy wanted me to be sure and say hello to RB, Roger Hessman, one of his people that helped him out involved in a motorcycle accident. He's going to be laid up for 6-8 months. And RB, they're thinking about you here.
This is only Joey's third Busch Grand National start of 1997. We'll be right back. This coming Saturday over on ABC, the CART PPG Series heads for the brand new Gateway International Raceway near St. Louis for the Motorola 300. Live coverage this coming Saturday over on ABC. And then Sunday at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 Central, the 81st running of the Indianapolis 500 on ABC. So a big weekend of open wheel racing coming up for you. Well, the caution is out, and several cars have made pit stops. Jason Keller, Joe Bessie, also Phil Parsons was in. Indy 500 coverage today, including live coverage on ESPN here at 5 o'clock. Thursday will be live there also for Carburation Day, the final practice period in the pit stop competition. That starts at 3:30. Then a couple of special programs on Saturday at 3:30. An Indy 500 special, and before the green flag drops at 4:30. Both of those shows here on ESPN.
Yeah, several cars there. We see Tracy Leslie coming in the pits, the Lysol car. Joe McCarthy is back in the 41 car. Meanwhile, the NASCAR Busch officials holding the 61 car. Mike Olson standing right in front of the car.
Well, Bill Weber, could there be a potential problem with the leader of this race?
Possibly, Bob. I just talked to crew chief Tony Uri. He says that that motor in Steve Park's car has developed a skip. He thinks it's an inner spring going. Benny, can you elaborate on that for us? Because they said it developed on lap 112, and they're concerned about whether or not it can live for 61 laps. So that's going to be the problem here for the 3.
That's exactly what that puff of smoke looked like, that he broke a valve spring or something happened inside the engine when I saw that one puff of smoke. I haven't seen anything since then.
So your eyes weren't deceiving you after all.
I thought I saw something, but pace car's off.
Here we go again.
Are you ready? Green.
It might hurt him on acceleration if he has a problem.
Makes a clean getaway here for the moment, at least. But Elliott Sadler is right there and appears to be staying with him, just about a car length or so behind. I don't think Steve Park is up to what he was running earlier. Here is Sadler to the inside, right at the line. They head for corner number 1. Who's going to come out with the lead? It's Elliott Sadler.
Wow.
How about that? Well, remember, Elliott Sadler has never won a NASCAR Busch Grand National race, and this is a racetrack that has produced 2 in the past. Could it be 3 today? And a car is spun over in the second corner. That's Tom Bowles, no caution.
And he was running in the lead lap 21st. Gets his car righted, back going again, but tough break for Tommy Bowles. You see some damage back to the left rear portion of his car. But there we go, back to the lead. Elliott Sadler
pulling away from Steve Park. So a brilliant drive by Steve Park has gone by the wayside as the car is not up to full song, and now a battle for 3rd and 4th position. McLaughlin, Green, and Todd Bodine.
Don't write off Steve Park so quickly.
Oh, no.
When these tires get warm and then the chassis becomes more and more important, he might be able to catch back up with that 29. Don't cross him off yet.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I just said he wasn't running as strong now as he was early.
Okay. Your apologies accepted.
Thank you. Meanwhile, look at the charge that McLaughlin and Green are making. They're closing in on Steve.
The Royal Oak Chevy, the latest winner in the NASCAR Busch Series, won last week in Loudon, New Hampshire. I learned how to say that talking to Dale Shaw, because he's from New Hampshire.
You learn a whole new language when you come up here, don't you? It's not like North Carolinian.
No.
Ray has a report on a tire story developing on pit road. Ray?
Well, Bob, Phil Parsons had a right rear tire blister on him. That's what their handling problem was. So you can see the tire right here. There are a lot of holes in this tire, and that's a major handling problem. That's certainly part of the reason why he was going backwards.
Wow. Yeah, that's a major chunk, isn't it?
It is a major chunk. What causes that? The tires get so hot, little blisters come up in the tire, and they break, and that piece of tire blows off.
Jeff Green all over Mike McLaughlin here for 3rd place. This is our Gould Pumps onboard camera from McLaughlin looking back on Green and Bodine. Sadler, the leader. Mark Park is 2nd. Bill, more on this Steve Park situation.
Bobby just radioed to his crew that the problem's getting worse. Tony Uri asked him, do you think it's a valve spring? He says it feels like it's an ignition problem. So now they're going to see if they can't figure out what it is, and then hope it goes away.
Well, they can switch ignition systems in there. They might be able to do that, and the car might start running back as well as it was before. right now the leader is trying to get by Mike Olson. He's really slowing him down. He's able to do that. And Park catches it at a perfect spot. So I said that. Yes, he did catch it. Look how much he gained just by Elliott Sadler passing that one slower car.
Timed it perfectly. And the caution comes out again.
And Phil is going backwards. Oh, there's several cars going backwards.
Wow, there's a lot of cars involved. Shane Hall, Jeff Fuller, and Phil Parsons, the three cars that are sideways. Now all three running again out of corner number 2.
Panhard is broken on the 85 car. See the car wiggling back and forth? There's a bar that keeps the body from shifting back and forth. It's broken on the 85 car. We'll see that left rear tire is going to be sticking out past the fender there.
Well, Shane Hall was running back in 18th position. Phil was 17th when all of this activity took place, and Hall has made it to pit road.
And Jeff Fuller went directly to the garage area.
And our 7th caution is waving over Nazareth Speedway. Here's what happened. Whoa, Fuller was sideways through the corner.
Yep, he loops it, and the 85 Phil and the 85 car basically have no place to go, and around they go.
And from Phil's onboard camera,
there's the 47 car goes around, and Phil says, okay, I think I'll go to the inside, but he has to turn it so abruptly to do that he spins out himself. He spins out, but actually I don't think he hit it. Well, was that a bump?
I don't know. He didn't hit very hard if he did hit anything. And he is still out there, but it is the 7th caution, and we have exactly 50 laps to go. 150 are complete here under caution. Elliott Sadler, your leader. Still under caution here at Nazareth. There is Sadler and Park. And a discussion, it would appear, as to who is in 3rd position. Green in the 8 and McLaughlin in the 34. It's one of the two. We don't know which right now.
And I think they don't know themselves. And I guess the 85 car had a brief fire there in the front.
One of the cars involved in this incident that has brought out our 7th caution of the day. Several cars make pit stops behind and in front of Shane Hall, including 77 McClure. Phil Parsons is back in the pits. Dick Trickle is also, as is Tracy Leslie.
Well, Phil Parsons did make some contact with the retaining wall. That was a bump that I saw.
Okay.
Listen to this. There's the bump.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing some serious steering, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Well, they're taping it up and sending it back out there.
Oh, he's good to go now. Got that 200-mile-an-hour tape. He is good. One thing back, don't have to worry about wrecking it now. He's already wrecked it.
That's right. The crash has put him back to 19th position, and he is the last car on the lead lap. But he stayed on the lead lap through all this.
52 complete, yes. Got 48 to go.
That is correct. 152 complete, 48 to go. They cross the line and complete lap 153 now. Let's show you a field summary now as to how they're running.
And once again in parentheses, where they started, Mike McLaughlin started 19th. And Dale Shaw is up to 7th, started 24th. Fedewa, 22nd, up to 10th. Ted Christopher, good run for the Busch Grand National North competitor in the Les Care Cabinets car. Got to give him that plug, folks.
16 through 30 now. Parsons, the last car on the lead lap. Greg Saxon, Tracy Leslie, and Mike Dillon are all a lap down. Dillon 2 laps down, as a matter of fact. And there you see 4 cars officially out of the race. Dick Trickle is still in the event, 22 laps down. He has been on pit road recently, but has rejoined the pack. And looks like they're putting down some oil dry.
Yeah, they're trying to get the liquid soaked up. You know, if you watched the Winston Open last night, then you missed Greg Sachs. You know, he's been competing in that 20 car all year long. He was not there last night. Talked to Greg, and the Hardee's sponsorship has gone away. and they're desperately trying to find something. They have talked to some people. I think it's maybe I should say who they've been talking to, but they've been talking to some folks, and they feel like they're close. And I said, well, are you going to be in Charlotte? He said, we'll know Wednesday morning if the truck is going to be there or not. So hopefully they're able to put something together. Harry Ranier able to put something together, and Greg Sachs will be there with the 20 car, because they have had some good runs this year in that car.
And Greg, of course, has been suffering from a foot injury, a broken foot that he received in a testing incident at Greenville Pickens Speedway. So just as he gets back ready to race, the sponsorship goes away from his car. Back in just a moment with more. ESPN Speed World back live at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania for the CoreStates Advantage 200 from Nazareth. And it's being brought to you by Daytona, USA, the ultimate motorsports attraction. We remain under caution here. Elliott Sadler in the lead, followed by Steve Park, Mike McLaughlin, and Jeff Green. They're the top four, and Bill Weber has a report.
Okay, let's see if I can get all this straight for you, Bob and Benny. You think teammates aren't important in this sport? Well, look at this. The 29 cars leading and his teammates running fourth. Now, they just decided, NASCAR did, that when that caution came out, the 34 was in front of the 8. But the 34 crew told me, we know the 8 car is faster, but it's so tough to pass here, they're going to make it even more difficult. Well, the 34's teammate, Mike McLaughlin's teammate, is Todd Bodine. He's running 5th. So he's trying to get on the back bumper of the 8 car, Jeff Green. So Jeff is not only concerned about what's in front of him, but what's behind him. And watching all this is Hermie Sadler, who doesn't have a teammate. He's running 6th, but his brother is the race leader. One more thing here. Jason Keller, who doesn't have a teammate either, does have 40-lap pressure tires. Came in at lap 138. They're hoping those tires and his car will both come in late in the race, and he can make a charge to the front. There will be a quiz later.
Huh?
I'm a little confused, Bill. Do that one more time.
Please, let me write this down now.
I would, but we've only got 44 laps to go. 34 laps, whatever it is, 44 to go.
Well, the signal is being given. One more lap to go. Now, if the race were to end now, or a better way of saying that, if points were awarded right now, Todd Bodine would take the points lead in the Busch Series Grand National Division standings.
By about 9 points. Never see the white 13, Jake Christopher. And there's Todd Bodine, who we were talking about. Hermie Sadler, the DeWalt Chevy. Saw Hermie's little girl this morning, Cora. He's 5 months old.
Yep. I remember she was born just before we went to Daytona. What
January 29th? Yep. And Herman was babysitting school.
Oh, yeah.
That was a real sight. That was a sight to behold.
Okay, getting set for the restart here. The green flag will come out on lap number 159 at the conclusion of 158. The 85 car of Shane Hall is still in the pits, Ray.
Yes, he is, Bob. They're putting the rear tires back on right now. They're setting the car down. He's going to try to get back out there, but look at this. This piece right here was the connector of the panhard bar. It's broken.
Throw in the junk pile, and we'll watch the restart of the race. Well, Steve Park has come out charging, Benny.
Yes, they might have switched ignition boxes. That might have been the problem. He might be back running as good as anybody right now.
And there's also a good battle for third position. McLaughlin and Green. Positions stay the same as they come down through the 4th corner and onto the main straightaway. Sadler with about a 3 or 4 car length advantage on Steve Park. And there's a good battle. 3rd, 4th, and 5th right together. Todd Bodine in 5th.
And Bill Weber's right. Poor Jeff Green has got teammates. He's a sandwich between teammates.
Hey, Betty, get your rhythm. You'll pull by.
Get your rhythm going. That's all it's going to take is a little rhythm. Get by.
Good. Come on.
Good. Come on.
That's Jeff Green, spotter.
And these cars are closing in on Steve Park.
Well, apparently Park has switched those ignition boxes, and he doesn't seem to be able to stay up with Sadler. Sadler is pulling away. In fact, here comes McLaughlin, Green, and Bodine up on Steve.
And Dale Shaw has got by Hermes Sadler. There goes Buckshot. We're not seeing that, folks. But I just want to let you know that Dale Shaw has now moved into 6th spot. Briefly out of the side of the picture. McLaughlin looks back at Jeff Green. Jeff Green trying to look on the inside.
There's Shaw, Buckshot Jones, and Randy LaJoy. Tim Pegawa is back there, and so is Dennis Setzer.
Hermes Sadler lost position from all those cars.
Four cars out of the race, 31 remain in competition.
Keep digging, Jeff. Just keep digging, buddy.
Words of encouragement from Jeff Green's spotter. Keep digging.
Boy, these cars are so equal.
Yes, they are.
They run in exactly the same tracks, and they got the same horsepower. Seems like the chassis are working as well. They have exactly the same tires on them.
And Green closes up on McLaughlin.
There's the first 5 cars. The white car is 4th. Yes, smoke is now officially blowing up.
Oh, yeah.
Park.
It is gone with Steve. Well, I thought so.
Yeah. I definitely saw some smoke, folks. Trust me.
Even I saw it. But he's maintaining that second place and about the same advantage that he had over McLaughlin. There it is.
When he's off the gasoline for some time, he gets back on it. He puffs that blue smoke. Shows you how difficult it is to pass him, because this car is running very well through the corners. He's just down on horsepower. But he's able to keep those cars behind him. He's probably got 100 horsepower less than they do right now.
McLaughlin stalks him, cannot pass. Now Park goes wide coming out of the 4th corner, and Mike will take advantage. Now McLaughlin goes to 2nd. Here comes Green to 3rd, Bodine to 4th, and Steve Park may be history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's more prevalent than ever now. Not only when he's off the gas, but he's smoking all the way around, Bill.
And Tony told him to get it down to the inside of the track. Just ride it out as long as you can. A NASCAR official just walked over here. They want to make sure he's out of the groove and not spilling too much. But a disappointing run, a win, and back-to-back second-place finishes. Another puff of smoke as he goes by on the front stretch. But not a big finish coming for Steve Park.
No, indeed, it isn't.
You're the big loser in this deal was. I mean, again, Steve Park, Dale Earnhardt, 20 years. He's had a great race car today. Anytime you have a great race car, you hate to see it go away. But another loser right now is Elliott Sadler, because the car was not running as well as it could. So he was able to pull away from Steve Park. He was going to keep the field behind him from catching him. But now all of a sudden, McLaughlin, Jeff Green, and Todd Bodine, they have open racetracks to try to go up and catch the leader.
They just flagged Steve Park, so he's going to have to take that thing into the pit area, because the NASCAR officials fear that there is liquid being put down, and of course safety is the #1 concern. It's 3 o'clock Eastern time, and for those of you who have tuned in for the Cadillac NFL Golf Classic Senior PGA event, it will be coming up next here on ESPN in just about 29 laps from now, and that won't take very long at the rate we're going. So stay with us for senior golf. It won't be long. Elliott Sadler, the leader, now in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Hey, buddy, get your rhythm now. Get your rhythm. Get your rhythm. Todd's getting loose behind you. Just keep your rhythm. You'll get him.
That's the problem.
29 laps to go.
That's the problem Todd Bodine, the 36 car, has been having all day. He can run good for about 15, 20 laps, and then the car starts getting loose. You heard the spotter say the 36 car, once again, is getting loose. But Jeff Green's problem right now is not 36, it's more the 34 car, because he's in front. Mike McLaughlin, the 34 car, is in second spot. Jeff Green in third.
Besides the win, McLaughlin had a second place at Bristol. He finished 5th at Texas, had a top 10 finish at Hickory, and also had an 8th place finish at Rockingham. And Steve Park has heeded the black flag and is pulling behind the wall in the...
Good try. You get him.
Joy now is up to 5th position, and because of that, he will keep the points lead. And look at Todd Bodine and Green battling side by side, and Bodine takes that spot away.
Put Todd Bodine up in 4th spot.
Screwed up. Damn it, I screwed up. Hey, that's okay. Come on.
Reason I made a mistake.
Yep.
Below.
Bill Parsons trying to complete some laps.
He's a lap down in 19th spot, that is. Here comes Randy LaJoy.
Clear.
Up to 5th place.
The defending series champion, Randy LaJoy, the Fina Chevrolet.
It has been an up and down day for LaJoy. You see the damage there in the front end of the car. But he has gallantly battled back and has a top 5 finish going for him. There are now less than 25 laps to go. Once again, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Bodine and Green. Elliott Sadler, the leader of the race, has a comfortable margin at the moment.
Todd Bodine goes up right on the back bumper of his teammates. Those are team cars. Frank Cece, Scott Welliver, the owners of this team, Team 34. There's Buckshot as he tries to run down Hermes Sadler.
He's battling for 7th here with Hermie.
And right behind him is Tim Fedewa. Well, he was right behind him. Where'd he go? Oh, he's got problems on his hand. He's got Joe Besser right behind him. And right on the back bumper of Hermes Sadler. And there the 4 car goes by. Good run today by Dale Shaw.
Yep, hats off to him. He's in 6th position. Buckshot looks to the inside of Todd Bodine down the long backstretch. Sadler. What a yellow. Bill Weber standing by with Steve Park, who led 94 laps here today.
And still able to smile. What happened to the car, Steve?
I tell you what, the Delco Chevrolet Monte Carlo was running great. These guys just did an awesome job. We were just out there on cruise control. The car was handling great. Goodyear tires were awesome. And right before the halfway point, we started to pick up a little bit of a skip in the motor. And we tried to ride it out. And even with the skip in the motor, we seemed to be able to lead. And then as it progressively got worse, we dropped back to 2nd. But even on 7 cylinders, we had a top 5 car. I was really shocked. But the guys done a great job. And, you know, we're just going to have to pick up the pieces and go on. We thought we might have a little bit more luck like we've been having the last couple of weeks. And the motor let us down today. But we'll be back next week.
Okay, the car goes on the rig, and he came in here 5th in points. This is going to hurt in more ways than one.
Yeah, we're going to see some, oh, look at LaJoy here battling McLaughlin, and he's dropped back.
And McLaughlin was 3rd. Right now, it's Todd Bodine is in 2nd spot and was 2nd spot. Now it's Todd 2nd. Jeff Green is 3rd, and Randy LaJoy put him in 4th spot. McLaughlin back to 5th.
Wow, so the positions really change here as there are 20 laps to go. Positions are changing everywhere except up front, and Elliott Sadler is on his way to victory. Can he just stay there for another 20 laps? There he is. Elliott Sadler, the leader of the race, will take another break and be back with more from the CoreStates Advantage 200. We're back at Nazareth, and the closing laps, just 17 to go for Elliott Sadler in the lead here in Nazareth. In turn number 4 onto the main straightaway, completing lap number 184.
If Elliott Sadler can hang on in this car and win the race, you know, it's just amazing how things work out. Yesterday afternoon, they had 30 minutes of practice, just 30 minutes of practice. Elliott goes out, the car had a vibration. He qualified on something, he goes out, has a vibration. He comes in, they change the gear, quickly goes back out, didn't cure the problem. And then practice is over. So they changed the drive shaft, the transmission, and they took the cover off the transmission and discovered they had a problem with it.
Whoa.
But they had not had that practice just afternoon. If it rained, he'd have run about 20, 30 laps and been out of the race.
Man. Todd Bodine is in second now and is closing the gap. There's no question about that. But with just a little over 14 laps to go, can Bodine catch Elliott Sadler? Ray has an update on Bodine, now second.
Bob, you see down here in the pit area, Jack Ray Hume is the gas catch can man for Todd Bodine. Now, before the race, he said that if they win today, he's going to shave his beard and his head. Today is Jack and Linda's anniversary. So, Linda, if you're watching at home, happy anniversary, but your husband may be coming home bald.
You may not recognize him when he walks in the door. Now let's go to the other end of the pits with Bill Weber.
Well, Todd's teammate Mike McLaughlin, they knew he wasn't the best car out there. He was fast, but wasn't as fast as the guys behind him. He was just using the tight track to his advantage. He slipped out of the groove. His car's a little tight. 3 guys went by him. He fell back to 5th. So he's had a good run. Won last week, looking at a top 5 right now, but probably not a threat to Sadler or the 3 other guys in front of him.
17 cars on the lead lap at the moment. The race record for the most cars on the lead lap, 16 set last year.
Todd Bodine is coming.
Yes, he is.
He is gaining. There we see the battle for the 3rd spot between Jeff Green and Randy LaJoie. But right now, Todd Bodine, the 36 car, is gaining on the leader, Elliott Sadler.
He sure is. That interval is closing quickly, and at this rate, he may have enough laps. Coming up on 11 to go. The 189th circuit is about to be completed. There's Sadler off of corner number 4. He crosses the line, but look how close Todd Bodine is.
It's getting closer and closer.
Todd Bodine has not won so far this year in Busch Series action. And Sadler has never won a Busch Series race, period.
There's still some space there, but there's 10 laps to go.
10
and
miles.
Here comes LaJoie. Battle for 3rd spot. LaJoie.
Behind 74. 10 to go.
LaJoie has just
Clear.
given an
Good job.
outstanding race today. He's up to 3rd.
And if he can finish behind Todd Bodine, which he is right now, Todd Bodine is in 2nd.
Good job, Jeff. You're in one piece, buddy. Stay with it.
That will let LaJoie retain the NASCAR Busch Grand National points lead.
And to go. That purple car in front of Todd is way off the pace, buddy.
And that might have cost Todd a little bit.
LaJoie now begins to move away from Jeff Green.
And there's Todd Bodine as he closes in. He's ever closer. We can see right now he's about 2 car lengths closer than he was.
And there are 8 laps to go.
And there's slow cars. 3 slow cars right in front of the leader. How he catches them is going to determine who wins this race.
It could be the deciding factor.
And he gets a bad break there. He catches Olsen as he comes off the corner. Where Todd Bodine is able to keep that momentum up. That will gain another couple of car lengths. And we can see that Todd Bodine is right there, just about 6 car lengths behind Elliott Sadler.
And now now it comes down to 4.5 or 5 car lengths.
Just over a half-second advantage, about 0.6 of a second advantage. Now we see that Buckshot Jones has caught the 34 car. And Buckshot has been able to get...
Dale Shaw just passed McLaughlin and took 4th position, so McLaughlin is in 5th and Buckshot is in 6th. And there's Joe Bessie, who's also in the thick of that battle.
And he goes by Buckshot.
Yep. But up front, it continues to be the question of can Sadler hold off Todd Bodine, and it gets closer and closer as there'll be 5 to go at the line.
That's Dick Trickle and Tom Bowles directly in front of them. And once again, how they catch that traffic is going to determine who wins.
Sadler tries to look to the inside of the corner, and now he's able to pass, but Todd Bodine is right now on his back spoiler. Wow. This could come down to a photo finish. There are 4 laps to go.
Tom Bowles, does he know that he's there? Is he going to give Elliott out of the racetrack? Can he go by him? Yes, he did. He gave him the racetrack. And Todd Bodine almost gets sideways getting in the corner as he tried to beat Bowles into the corner.
Bodine's doing everything he can to pull off a victory here. They're down the backstretch. Bodine looks to the inside. Not an opportunity there to pass. 3 laps to go as 197 are in the books. Bodine to the inside. No! Sadler holds him off.
Sadler is starting to push off these corners. He's picked up a push. And Todd Bodine, he's talked about his car has been loose. That's an advantage right now because Sadler, his car is really tight off the corner. That's Tracy Leslie right in front of these cars.
They're about to put him 2 laps down in 19th spot.
Right here's where Elliott's really having his problems. As he comes off this corner, look how wide. That time he was able to keep it down a little bit. The last time was extremely wide as Todd Bodine closed up right on the back bumper. There he goes by the 63 car.
And Tracy Leslie pulls to the inside and lets the 2 battling for the lead go ahead. Less than 2 laps to go now. Out of corner number 2 and down the backstretch. Bodine right on the back bumper of Elliott Sadler.
I think right here off this corner is where the race is going to be run, won or lost. If Elliott can keep the car from pushing, he might have a chance.
White flag is out. 1 more lap to go. It's just a few inches. Todd Bodine trying to take the lead from Sadler. There's slow traffic again up ahead for Elliott.
There's Jordan McCarthy on the outside. Meanwhile, 2 cars right in front of them. What's going to happen to these cars between Jeff McClure and Johnny Chapman?
Will they be a factor? Sadler has it in corner number 4. Bodine closes in. He decides to go outside. It's not the right move, though, and Elliott Sadler wins at Nazareth.
Wow. Elliott Sadler, rookie season.
Wow, what a performance.
Since we've run long,
we have gone over our scheduled time. We're going to try to talk to Elliott on the radio.
Elliott Sadler, this is Benny Parsons. You got me? Elliott, Benny Parsons, you read me?
Hey, Elliott, does this mean I owe you $1,000?
Elliott, this is Benny Parsons. You read me? I'm sure that a lot of his teammates, a lot of his people are trying to talk to him. Elliott, Benny Parsons, you read me?
Yes, I got you.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Congratulations, man.
Oh, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. I love it. I love it.
I bet you do. What a great win today.
Man, this is awesome, man. This is all for the guys back in the shop. All of those guys work all the time. B&R Motors, Phillips 66 are taking the chance on me. Garrett Bechter for taking the chance on me. This is awesome. I love it.
He's in victory lane.
Wow. What a...
Good job, buddy. I appreciate your effort there. That was smooth.
Just a
That fat lady's waiting to sing while you play the guitar.
Just a great afternoon for Elliott Sadler, taking home the victory. Randy LaJoie leads Todd Bodine by 3 points in the point standings. There are the unofficial results. It turned out to be a fantastic race. 16 cars finished on the lead lap, tying the highest number to ever do so. And congratulations to Elliott Sadler, who in his rookie year wins. I'm Bob Jenkins for Benny Parsons, Ray Dunlap, and Bill Weber. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.